What a thrilling moment in our journey. Arsenal just clinched a 2-0 victory. And let me tell you, I've been saying this from day one. We are Champions League contenders. The reason? It's simple. Teams won't have a clue how to handle our dynamic duo, Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli. That's the first thing. The second thing is that there's less than half the matches compared to the Premier League. And you know what that means. It's a sprint, not a marathon. Teams won't be parking the bus and playing defensively like they do in the Premier League. They'll come at us and look to attack. That's music to our ears, because that will give our flair players a chance to attack and a chance to show their quality and their ability. Now let's discuss something that's crucial. Was that our most dominant performance of the season? It certainly feels that way, but I want to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn your bell notification on so you'll never miss the latest updates from our beloved Arsenal. It's exciting times to be a Gooner. Let's dive into this victory and the road ahead. Arsenal orchestrated the match like a maestro conducting a symphony. Every pass, every move was harmoniously and precise, showcasing our complete control over the game. Our defense was an impenetrable fortress, leaving Sevilla knocking on the door, but never were allowed. We never allowed them to breach our walls. It was like trying to break through a solid steel door. Our midfielders dictated the tempo of the game like the grace of a ballet dancer. They pirouetted through challenges, weaving intricate patterns of play, and left Sevilla chasing shadow. In attack, we were like sharpshooters hitting the bullseye. Our goals were like well-aimed arrows finding the back of the net with unhearing precision. We pressed Sevilla relentlessly like a torrent of water rushing downstream. They were drowning in the intensity of our pressure, struggling to keep their heads above water. Our transition went from defense to attack as smooth as silk. It was like switching the gears in a high-performance sports car, going from 0 to 60 in the blink of an eye. We covered every inch of the pitch like a conquering army, leaving no space for Sevilla to breathe or even maneuver. I'm not even going to lie, watching Havertz take Odegaard's place in midfield was like leaving a lone wolf in the penalty box. Everyone assumed that he would miss his shot. You know what shot I'm talking about. In the opening few minutes, the ball came in, it headed the ball, and it went out of play. But game after game, Havertz is evolving, growing in confidence. Now, he's not just driving through the midfield, he's also taking shots from outside the box in this match. And you can feel a goal is just around the corner. He will soon turn doubts into goals, one match at a time. Now let's talk a bit about Declan Rice. Rice was like a chameleon in midfield today, effortlessly blending into different roles. But just as a painter perfects every stroke, he should work on painting the target when he's in the box, turning his shots into masterpieces of precision. Now Saka's recent performances were mere clouds in his footballing sky. But yesterday he was shining like the sun, radiating brilliance. With a goal and an assist, he's not just a player, he's a compass guiding his team to victory. And it's no surprise he was named the man of the match. He had an absolutely brilliant match. Martinelli's performance was nothing short of a cosmic spectacle. But amidst the stardust, there were a few missed opportunities, I have to say. It's like watching a meteor shower and realizing not all of them will reach Earth. It's not just his fault though. His teammates should have read some of his signals when he was cutting the ball back. In one instant, Martinelli's move resembled a mesmerizing dance, a blend of precision and improvisation. He spun his opponent like a Beyblade. Now, this is a testament to Martinelli's creativity and his skill set. Now, for me, in that match, Martinelli showed the Brazilian in him. He got to access that inner Brazilian. I see Martinelli doing things I've never seen him done before. So for me, Martinelli had a superb match. Now, this is it that I believe that sometimes the referee, right? In a way, I am angry and upset with Martinelli. I'm disappointed in the referee today because I'm a big advocate of mental illness, right? And the way Martinelli made that guy feel, I know when he gets home, he's going to be angry. He's going to be disappointed. His wife is going to be talking to him and he's like, I don't want to talk right now. I need to go and lie down. He's going to be having headaches for days because he's going to be reliving that horror show. He's going to be reliving that nightmare that Martinelli put him through. So I believe that the referee should have done something in that match. I felt sorry for that right back. He was being skinned inside and out. He was being skinned like an animal. Trust me, I felt sorry for that guy. So once again, not making any fun of mental awareness, but man, I feel like that someone should check on that guy. Honestly, someone should check on him. The way Martinelli dealt with him, Someone seriously need to check on that guy. Now, this was the formation against Sevilla. As we can see, there's only a few surprises. Actually, there's only one surprise in the formation that most people didn't predict, and that's Leandro Trossard. Most of us thought that Kai Havertz will be playing in centre forward. Now, me personally, I predicted that Zinchenko would start at left back. But you see that Arteta was serious in this match. Arteta said that, listen, we're going all out, we're going for the win. So Arteta went for the strongest squad he could find, considering we got injuries. Now we see David Raya got a rating of 6.8, Tamiyasu 6.6, Magalhaes 7, Saliba 7.1, Benjamin White 7.1, Kai Havertz 6.4. I believe that Kai Havertz should have had a better rating than that. Jorginho 7.4, Declan Rice 7.2, Gabriel Martinelli, he got 7.7. Once again, I think that Martinelli should be easily in 8, the way he tormented that right back. Leandro Trossard with a 7.6 and Bukayo Saka with an 8.9. His best performance of the season, his highest rate of the season, and he's deserving of that man of the match. Now, when you take a look on the match stats, we scored 2 goals with an XG of 1.5, 11 shots, 3 on target. Now, I believe that we should have, having 11 shots, we should easily have at least half on target, right? But we had 3. We had a 61 possession and 557 passes, with 472 being accurate. We got a field tilt at 84%, and we could basically, our field tilt dominated the whole match apart from the last 10 minutes. That's when they came into the match in terms of the field tilt. We had 51 final third entries, 3 expected threat created, 53 deep touches, and one thing I want to get to quickly is the dribbles. We had 32 dribbles, with 14 being successful, compared to Sevilla. The entire team of Sevilla only done 7 dribbles and 2 successful. 2 successful dribble for the whole team in 90 minutes. Man, that shows how dominant we were. Now, this is something I want to highlight. When you see this picture, the team look scattered. They look like they covered the entire pitch, and I like that. There's no gap, there's no spaces. We set up very compact as well as wide with width. So I love this formation, what Arteta done. And the most interesting thing is that Trossard was playing in the same line as Bukayo Saka, and we see that Bukayo Saka is more advanced than he normally was in previous matches. But once again, Martinelli is leading that line on the left hand side, and it's a very good thing that he was leading that line, because trust me, the way he dealt with that right back, the way he dealt with the right back, he gave us lots of chance doing cutbacks. It's just that we didn't make use of those opportunities he provided to us. Now, as we talk about Martinelli, as we can see in this slide, this is the top 5 players for this week in the Champions League, and we see that Martinelli is at number 1. Bear in mind, he didn't even score. Martinelli didn't score, and he's still at number 1. With a rating at 8.4. Now, for me, that shows levels. That shows how brilliant he was. That shows how much he was tormenting the opposition. For him to be in the best players for the week in the Champions League and not scoring a goal, he has to be doing something else, right? And he was magnificent in one-on-ones. Now, as I mentioned, one-on-one, Declan Rice also noticed the same thing. Now, this is after the match when Declan Rice was being interviewed. He said, I thought tonight was massive for them, for their confidence. I think 1 versus 1, they were frightening. Every time they had the fullbacks 1 versus 1, they drove at them. Now, that's what Declan Rice said. Now, hear what Gabriel Martinelli said. This week especially, Arteta has asked me and Bukayo to be more direct and told us to believe more in ourselves, one-on-one situation, and today it worked. So this is what I'm saying, that Arteta, we needed, all the fans have been shouting that we need to start finding ways to get more from the team in terms of the attacking sense, because we're brilliant defensively, but going forward we needed to find more in the team, more in the tank to go forward and get goals. Now, Arteta has been banging on and on to Saka and Martinelli to take more one-on-ones, to be more threatening, and we see that it's paying off already. In the first match so far, it's paid off since we lost against Newcastle. So once again, Arteta doing his thing, the players listening, the players taking on board what Arteta is saying, and we're all better off for it. Now, this is another stat. No defender has been dribbled past more times in a Champions League game in the last 8 seasons than Sanchez was against Arsenal. 8 times. Martinelli has been giving this guy nightmares. Now, when you take up Martinelli's stats, he dribbled 16 times. He made an attempt to dribble 16 times, and he got 9 successive. Bear in mind, Martinelli alone dribbled more times, attempt more times than the whole. Alright, let's look at it this way. Gabriel Martinelli's successful dribbles were more than Sevilla's entire team attempts, not to mention the 2 that they got completed. So this is how much Martinelli has improved, or tried to improve, in terms of his one-on-one. in terms of his one-on-one. Now, another thing is the crosses. We see he went to the byline 12 times and he only had one accuracy, meaning he only find his teammate one time in that 12 crosses that he's done. He needs to do better in situations like that, and it's not just him, it's down to his teammate to read his play. If he keeps going the same place, then it comes to someone on his team to say, listen, if he's gonna go there, I'm gonna have a chance. I'm gonna take a leap of faith and go there, because that's where he keeps going. But it's down to Martinelli also it's down to both sides of the fence, to Martinelli to look and try to understand, or even speak to his teammates. Say, listen, go to the near post, I'm going to be crossing at the near post. Go to the back post, I'm going to be targeting the back post. Communication, and then we'll be scoring more of these goals, because they're brilliant cutbacks. Absolutely brilliant cutbacks. He beat the defenders and done brilliant cutbacks. So it was a chance to score goals. Duels, it was in 20 duels, winning 10. So that's what I'm saying. He give that right back a horrid time. Seriously, someone need to go and check on that guy. He lost position 28 times. Now we're going to compare his stats with Bukayo Saka. Now Bukayo Saka had 6 dribbling attempts and 3 successful. So he had way less than Martinelli. Reason being, the guy on Saka's side has been falling, he's been kicking him, he's been pulling him down. It was ultra aggressive with Saka, but Saka still scored. And this is it, that Saka had 3 key passes, Martinelli had 2. But Saka had 16 ground deals compared to Martinelli's 20. So once again, Martinelli was in the trenches, he was in the challenges. Saka was being fouled, but Martinelli was actually beating it was 10 times. He beat his opponent 10 times, which is half the times the amount of duels he went in. Now when you take a look at the possession loss, Saka only lost about 15 times. Martinelli doubled. So Martinelli took a lot more risk than Saka in this game. Saka played more reserved, more intelligent, but Martinelli was like a shark. He was attacking, no easing up, because he smelled blood. So this is why I'm saying that Martinelli had a superb match. Saka had a superb match in his own right. Even though Martinelli was in more duels, Martinelli had more dribbling attempts. Overall, they both played very well, but in slightly different ways. Saka getting the goal. Now, another thing I want to touch on is the leaders for this match. So we see most passes goes to William Saliba, most progressive passes Declan Rice, most deep completion Bukayo Saka, most XG chain Bukayo Saka, most XG build up Ben White, most XT passes Bukayo Saka, most XT receive Leandro Trossard. Now, for me, I wanted to do a comparison with Leandro Trossard and Eddie Nketiah. Now, as you can see on the left hand side, this is Nketiah's chart, where you see this is the way build up. It looks like a straight line, right? A straight line that's going slantish. This is how Nketiah build up, and you can see this is how the build up for Nketiah is, and you can see the passes is 16. Yeah, the key passes he's got 1, but the passes received he's got 18, and the progressive passes he received is 7. D touches is 5.0. So you can see from Eddie Nketiah's shot, he came back a lot. He passed the midfield line and came into defensive mid. So he plays from defensive mid straight up to the attacking, and it's like with one line going like that. But when you look at Trossard's chart now, it looks like more of an N shape. This is and Trossard most, you can see that the most darkest part on the pass received is on the left hand side. So this shows where mostly Trossard received the ball compared to Eddie Nketiah. Eddie Nketiah dropped low in midfield, even defensive midfield to receive the ball sometimes. So with Trossard, his passing is 23 compared to Eddie's 16. Progressive passes 14. Passes received 21, more than Eddie Nketiah. Passes, progressive passes received 2, less than Eddie Nketiah. Deep touches is 7, more than Eddie Nketiah. And this is it, that when you check on the right hand side, when the pass block passes, you see that Eddie Nketiah has 3 ball recoveries. Eddie Nketiah are 3, but when the Trossard now, he's only got 1 in each. So that shows you that Eddie Nketiah is a harder working forward than Trossard. However, Trossard is a more dynamic player in terms of you can play all along the front line, and that's how you see the end shape. He's playing all along the front line, but Eddie Nketiah is more of that aggressive player, is more of that fighter, is more of that grafter. So this is why you see him cut into midfield, even in defensive mid, and you see him playing attack. So he plays in a straight line. That's it. He just plays in a straight line. But Trossard plays everywhere, and this is a good thing because as you can see with Trossard had a very good match, and also Trossard, I believe, scored 5 goals this season, and all 5 was set up by Bukayo Saka. So you see that Trossard and Saka has a special relationship, and I think that him and also Martinelli can build that special relationship because they can alternate in terms of possession. Because you can see that Trossard received the ball a lot of time on the left hand side. So when he's on the left hand side, Martinelli, and he's good on the left hand side, Martinelli can then drift in the middle, and Martinelli is also good at the middle. We can remember 2 seasons ago, everyone was crying out for Martinelli to start having a goal in the center of the pitch in terms of centre forward or striking, because he was scoring headers, he was scoring low shots, he was scoring tap-ins, he was scoring all sorts, he was scoring outside the box, playing in that position. So all of us know that Martinelli has the potential to play in that position, but it's even better when he has the mindset to say that I can choose whether I'm going to be on the wing or whether I'm going to be up top. Even Saka can drift inside, because I've seen that when sometimes when Gabriel Jesus is playing, Saka goes on, Gabriel J goes on the right, Saka goes in the middle, and they alternate in position, and this makes the team more fluid in the attacking. So that's the video they're ending, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. I hope you enjoyed. Help me on my journey to 1,000 subs.